The rain tapped gently against the windows of the coastal resort, wrapping the room in a cocoon of soft gray light. Elena stood barefoot on the hardwood floor, a towel wrapped loosely around her, still damp from the hot shower. She watched the sea churn in the distance, unaware of the door opening behind her. You always find the best views. Jake's voice came from behind, low and warm. She turned, her eyes softening. You took your time. I didn't think I'd find you like this. His gaze drifted, not rudely, but with the quiet awe of someone still surprised he was allowed to look. Jake crossed the room slowly, undoing the cuffs of his shirt as he walked. Elena didn't move, her skin flushed, not from the heat, but from the way he looked at her, like she was the center of a world that had just narrowed to four walls and a storm outside. Late checkouts at noon, she murmured. Jake let his fingers brush the edge of her towel. Then we've got time. Their kiss was unhurried at first, familiar, tender, but deepened with every touch. She leaned into him, the towel slipping, forgotten. His hands found the small of her back, and for a moment, the rain, the world, even the ticking clock ceased to matter. It wasn't frantic, it was indulgent. A slow, simmering burn that had been building since they first met on the red-eye flight 4 months ago, where they sat side by side, shared headphones, and almost missed their connection because neither wanted to say goodbye. Now, they had time, and no plans until the sky clear. Jake's lips trailed from hers to her jaw, then lower, tasting the droplets of water still clinging to her collarbone. Elena tilted her head back, letting out a soft sigh as her fingers tangled in his damp hair. The world outside was drenched in gray, but inside, heat bloomed between them, slow and deliberate. He lifted her effortlessly, her legs wrapping around him with instinctual ease. The towel fell away, pooling like a whisper on the floor. He carried her to the bed, laying her down as if she were something precious, not fragile, but worth savoring. The sheets were cool against her skin, in contrast to the heat of his mouth as he kissed a trail down her stomach. Still want to wait till noon? He asked, voice low, teasing and thick with want. Not a chance, she breathed, arching up to meet his touch. His hands explored like he was memorizing her curves, tracing every inch with reverence and hunger. She answered with quiet moans, soft gasps, her body reacting before her words could form. He took his time, watching her reactions, building the tension until her fingers dug into his back, wordlessly begging for more. When he finally entered her, it was with a breathless groan, their bodies moving together in a rhythm that felt both primal and poetic. Every thrust was a promise, every kiss a confession. The storm outside grew louder, the wind howling like a jealous witness. But inside, it was all heat and skin and whispered names. Their climax came not like a crash, but like a wave, building, rising, cresting, and then breaking in perfect unison. Afterward, tangled in the sheets in each other's arms, Elena traced lazy circles on Jake's chest. He was still catching his breath, his fingers playing with a lock of her hair. You know, he murmured, I could cancel the flight. She looked up at him with a lazy smile. Late checkout or no checkout? Jake leaned down and kissed her again, slower this time. No checkout. The rain had stopped by mid-afternoon, leaving behind a sky streaked with gold and lavender. The air smelled of salt and wet earth, and the sea, now calm, shimmered under the fading sun. Elena stood on the balcony, wrapped in nothing but one of Jake's shirts, soft, oversized, and still warm from his skin. Below, the resort's infinity pool reflected the changing sky, and beyond it, the beach stretched, quiet and empty. She didn't hear him come up behind her, but she felt him, the way his presence filled the space around her before his hands even touched her waist. "Sun's out," she said softly. "So are you," he murmured, his voice brushing her ear as his fingers slipped beneath the hem of the shirt. A small laugh escaped her lips, but it melted into a breathy sigh as he turned her around and lifted her onto the balcony railing. It was wide and solid, built for comfort, but suddenly felt deliciously reckless with the open sky around them. "Someone could see," she teased, but her legs parted all the same. "No one's looking but me." His mouth met hers again, hungry now, deeper. He pulled her closer until the shirt bunched around her hips and his hands gripped the backs of her thighs with need sharpened by hours of slow tension. There was no hesitation this time, no buildup, no teasing, just want, raw and immediate. She gasped as he entered her again, the cool air clashing with the fire between them. Her nails bit into his shoulders, legs tightening around him as they moved in sync. Fast, desperate, like they couldn't get enough even after everything they'd already shared. The ocean stretched out behind them, infinite and unknowable, but in that moment, it didn't exist. Just him. Just her. The rail creaked softly beneath them as they chased that edge again, breathless and wordless, until the world dissolved into heat, light, and the sound of each other. When it was over, she leaned her forehead against his, laughing softly. "We are definitely missing that flight." Jake smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Good. I wasn't done with you anyway.